Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Elliot, and thank you for joining me as we talk about chapter 161 of the We Never Learn manga series. The Furuhashi route continues to excite and deliver on some fantastic character development and some very beautiful artwork. Some of the best artwork that I've seen for a very long time, and let's talk about it. So first off, I want to talk about the overall vibes of this chapter that I got while reading it. Now, this might just apply to myself, but while reading this chapter for the first time, I found myself feeling more and more confident in the direction in which this route is going, as the art style helps to give us different facial expressions and portray the character's body language in a way that greatly shows off emotion and pairs really nicely with the dialogue to help add more effect, impact, and a hint of realism when looking at the different scenes and panels. So later on down the line, when the feelings start to get revealed and they start to flood in, everyone starts to confess, then we can look back on this chapter and kind of go, yeah, there were hints of that, and that was really good, based on the expressions and the dialogue. Awesome. Plus, if we look at the cover page that we get for this week's chapter, it was really nice. We have Furuhashi styling her hair, which shows off that she's great in pretty much any hairstyle. But the main thing that I really like about this chapter, and that cover page, is the fact that this cover page blends very cleanly into the chapter while making it true to her character. How do I say this? Well, because Furuhashi obviously likes Narayuki. This is no big secret. And the fact that she's playing with her hair, styling herself up, making herself look even more glamorous than normal, means that she definitely does like him. If we look at psychology in the real world, whenever somebody has information that someone that they like is going to be coming to their house, or they're going to see someone that they like, they always try to style their appearance, whether they're male or female, to kind of show themselves off and to make themselves look the best they possibly can. This obviously will give us information that that person actually likes the person that they're going to see. Furuhashi is doing exactly that, so seeing this, and the fact that it transitioned so cleanly, was a great added little bonus to this chapter. So then, let's talk about Furuhashi and her in this chapter. Her character was handled extremely well, as you have a character on the one hand that's very conflicted about the path in which she wants to go, because she wants to act on her feelings towards Narayuki. But she also feels very kind of bad for doing so, because she knows that her friends like him as well. But despite this, however, we're starting to see the cracks forming in her armor, as she is now willing to act on her desires, and we see her opening up to them in this chapter. One example would be when she's off to wash her hair, but she says to Narayuki, "No, I want you to come with me." Now, this kind of goes after her imagination of them becoming a family, so that would indicate that, again, those feelings are jumbled up in her mind, they're at the forefront of her brain, and she's now acting upon them to try and get that imagination to become a reality. Little bit of a stretch, but it's an example of her kind of, going on her wishes, acting on her emotions, which is something that we really need to see from Furuhashi, because she's always been someone who suppresses them. Good to see that the cracks are forming. Now, while they're washing her hair, the chapter takes more of a serious kind of tone, as it kind of relates to the emotion and the feelings of both Furuhashi and Yuiga, because it focuses more on that instead of the comedy, and I'll explain a bit more about the comedy at the end of the video. But while they're washing the hair, there appears a word that says beautiful. And many would agree that Furuhashi is in fact beautiful. I myself would be among that. I like her character. It's very nice. But the fact that Yuiga is the one to say this shows that he is somewhat improving in understanding and noticing when a girl puts in effort into her appearance, which is something that Narayuki has struggled with in the past. Uruka has changed her appearance. Not really much has been said, unless Furuhashi kind of gives him pretty much the answers and the hints. Rizu changes her appearance. Again, it's always been Furuhashi that kind of pushes Yuiga or another female that pushes Yuiga and kind of says, "Wow, you look so great in that new outfit. Doesn't she, Yuiga?" And this time around, Yuiga's doing it on his own. He states that she's always been beautiful, but the fact that he's messed up her hair now when she's made it even more beautiful is in fact a good representation of him showing improvement and development. But the other thing that appears in this particular scene was the joke about the situation in which they're in, where they're looking like a couple. Now, this could be seen as an advancement from Fudahashi's character, as we know that she harbours these type of feelings. And some people, they do sometimes just say things in the heat of the moment to see what possible reaction could arise, and maybe the situation might play out. So Fudahashi could be saying this to see how Yuiga reacts when he hears this. Maybe if he kind of starts to stutter and kind of go, I don't know, well, maybe we could be. That would definitely get a reaction that she wants. Or maybe he could just say, "Don't be silly, Fudahashi." But why do I bring this up? Well, earlier on, I said that Yuiga is showing slight improvement in being able to understand and showing awareness of other people, what they say, what they do, especially when it comes to the female the female characters. Now, I actually want a situation to form out later on down the line in this route where Yuiga kind of turns around and tells Fudahashi that, hey, that line about us acting like a couple, just being part of my psychological female evaluation lesson, that wasn't true, right? That would be amazing for both characters, because it would show improvement for Yuiga, because again, he's picked up on a joke that wasn't really a joke from Fudahashi, and is kind of trying to find out whether or not it was. So again, slight improvement on that front. Plus, it gives Fudahashi a chance to say how she really feels, because it would put her into a corner. Her back would be up against the wall, and she'll have two routes to go down. She could suppress her feelings even more, which is not how I feel like this route is going to go. This route is all about Fudahashi developing and acting on those feelings, and basically accepting them and trying to make those feelings a reality. That's the way, and that's how I kind of see these routes kind of going down. So the fact that she will suppress her feelings and lie in the situation when being asked or questioned about that line wouldn't really fit the narrative at the moment. But what it would do is give her a chance to say how she really feels, and then we can kind of make Yuiga go, well, actually, you know what? I've always thought you were beautiful in a different way than what I said earlier. That line about me saying that, it was just a general phrase, though that was me lying as well. I really do like you. And then obviously we can go from there, and that would obviously come towards the end of the route. But I think that would be a great way to kind of force Fudahashi to kind of bring her feelings up and to actually let them all out and tell our main protagonist how she truly feels about him. I think that would be a smart decision, and I think it'll be great from a creative and writing perspective as well. Now, the comedy in this chapter was all really fun. It was jolly, lively, but it didn't take away anything from the main story. So, like I said earlier, the end of the chapter was quite serious in the fact is they were talking about the emotions of the characters, and they were really focusing on that kind of relationship building, which was great. I liked that. But I love the choices that they make the comedy at the beginning, so it makes the chapter lighthearted, gets the reader invested, gets them laughing, gets them continue to read, and then they have the serious stuff at the end. So, for me, that was a great decision. Fudahashi's father just making his faces and saying what he says, always great. He's overprotective. He has to be when his daughter's Fudahashi. And it's always a joy to watch. Plus, Yuiga's overreactions were silly, but they were fun. But again, it all comes at the beginning of the chapter, thus setting the kind of standard and the pace and the overall vibe and atmosphere. Overall, I really did like this chapter. I thought it was one of the best chapters we've had from these alternative routes. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I really do want to see how this route unfolds. And I guess I'll see you guys next week for that one. Overall though, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know all your thoughts on the chapter down below. And if you wouldn't mind, I've laid out things a little bit differently on the layout. If you could give me your advice and your opinion on that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But again, you don't have to. But yeah, like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. But if you do, give me your reasons as to why you dislike it, because I'm always trying to improve the content that I bring to you, and that'll be one way in which I can. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing day. Again, let me know your thoughts, and I'll speak to you down in the comment section below. Alligator, matane, goodbye.